Hi there, neighborhood mystics. It's Sunday. I think it's the 5th. It's been hard for me to keep track of what day it is. Yes, it's the 5th. So, this is your Astro Tarot forecast for the 5th through, another 6 days? The 11th, 5th through the 11th of February, 2017. I'm a little bit out of breath because I'm taking a walk as I talk to you. I decided to do this particular forecast Gemini Brett style. If you don't know who Gemini Brett is, look him up on YouTube. He's always walking and talking, going around a particular park. Here in San Antonio, it has been, for the last 3 days, it has been cloudy, foggy, and damp. And like in the 50s. It's a little warmer today. But I mean, the dampness makes it feel a lot colder than it actually is. It's what I imagine San Francisco to be like. I've never been there. But anyway, the big news for this week is the eclipse. It is a full moon eclipse across the axis of Leo Aquarius. So the sun is in Aquarius, the moon is in Leo, takes place at 22 degrees Leo Aquarius. This is the first eclipse in the Leo Aquarius axis because the nodes are actually still in Virgo Pisces. Now last year, if you remember, in August, we had a full moon. Yes, a full moon. I was thinking that. Yes, a full moon with the sun in Leo and the moon in Aquarius, opposite what we have now. Some people were calling it eclipse. Some people were saying it was not an eclipse. It was a full moon, to be sure. It stands out in my mind because it was right on my sun, in my solar return chart. So I still haven't quite parsed what that's about, but perhaps you got a message or an inkling of something at that time in August of last year. So now we have another iteration of that. With this, which is officially an eclipse, everybody agrees. It's a prenumbral eclipse, which means the shadow of the Earth will not completely cover the moon. It will just be partial. If it, you could call it a partial, but technically it's a prenumbral. Anyway, so I think the best way to discuss this eclipse is to talk about Leo Aquarius. So, throughout the zodiac, we have pairs of opposites, and we call these axes. So, Leo Aquarius is a particular axis, and that's the axis across which this eclipse is falling. Now, I come from a big Leo family. We have a lot of people with Leo birthdays. A lot. Like, when Leo starts, I always say Leo Fest begins, because it's just a gauntlet of Leo birthdays. And in my immediate family, I'm a Leo, my dad's a Leo, my son's a Leo, my mom is a Sag, so she's a fellow fire sign. My brother is a Pisces, but he does have the nodes in Leo Aquarius. So there's a lot of Leo Aquarius themes in the family. My dad has Leo Aquarius nodes with Saturn in Aquarius. So there you go. So I think the way you might want to approach this eclipse is to think about Leo and think about Aquarius. So I think Leo is an archetype that we're as a culture, as an American culture, are very familiar with. Because if you look to the entertainment industry, it's very, very Leo. I mean, a lot of performers and actresses and actors and singers and all that stuff, they are Leos. And we see that archetype very strongly, like I said, in the entertainment industry. And we see the shadow side of that archetype very strongly in that industry. So we're all familiar with the shadow side of Leo, which is like the spoiled actor or actress who acts like just a spoiled little child, because Leo is associated with children. Also, like the person they're so starved for attention. I mean, they'll do anything to get the attention. So basically, what Leo is about self-expression, and it usually comes through performers and artists. But I mean, not necessarily. It's just about being your true, childlike, expressive, inspiring self. You know, Leos can be very inspiring figures because they take all that fire energy and they concentrate it. And so, like, everybody can get around the fire and be warm when a Leo is in the room. So, you know, that, and Leo is also associated with royalty. You know, you see the shields with Leo on it. So like I say, I don't think our culture is really any stranger to Leo, the Leo archetype. And as well, on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have Aquarius. So Aquarius is about, well, it's about a couple different things. It's about individuality, and it's also about the group. So Aquarius is also a fixed sign like Leo is, except it's fixed air. So Aquarius really loves ideas. Aquarius likes to maybe obsess a little bit about ideas and really hold on to ideas. And these ideas might be ideas of the ideal. So Aquarius is always kind of looking at the ideal form or situation for groups of people. And I think there is a saying that says something like, I love humanity, but I hate people. I don't know if I got that right, but there's something along those lines. And that's kind of a very Aquarian thing, because it's like they like the idea of the ideal situation for a group, or the idea of the ideal outcome, or the idea of the ideal thing to do in this situation. But you know, when it comes to like relating to individual people one to one, maybe not so much. So, you know, an Aquarius would go out and fight for the rights of fill in the blank, you know what I mean? But like their own son may need help fixing his car and he can't get out of the driveway, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, I'm off to go help X group." You know what I mean? So, Aquarius, that's kind of like the shadow side of Aquarius. Now, the positive side, or the what's the word I want? Whatever, the other side of Aquarius can be where, you know, they're very altruistic, and they're concerned about people getting a good and fair deal, and you know, they're very conscious of the rules, and if they think if they think a rule is messed up, then they're going to break it. I mean, that's where that individuality thing comes from. Like, oh, yeah, like that's the rule. Why is that the rule? It makes no sense for that to be the rule, so screw you. What, I'm supposed to, you know what I mean? I'm not supposed to eat meat on Fridays? Well, I don't understand why that has anything to do with anything, so, you know what I mean? I'm going to break it. Whatever, you know, that's the rule. But if I can't figure out why that is a benefit, or why that rule is even there, then I'm going to throw that by the wayside. And also, Aquarius also has to do with, like, thinking outside the box and doing things a new and different way. You know, because once again, you know, the Capricorn idea of this is tradition, this is the hierarchy, this is the way things are done, this is how we build something, Aquarius is, like I said, they're more involved with ideas, and they're like, well, why don't we try it this way? Hasn't anybody ever brought that up? Shouldn't we bring that up? And then, of course, once again, the kind of the shadow side of that, or the counter to that, is rebel without a cause. The person who's always going against the grain, just they may not even really know why. It's just because if everybody's going left, I'm going to go right, kind of thing. So this is the part where you have to look at your life and see, where are these particular themes showing up. And if you have your chart, of course, you can look at the houses that the eclipse falls in, but I don't want to go into all that. But just think about where are you being called to express yourself and be very self-expressive and be, not apologetic and not shy, and just go give it your all and just sing your freaking heart out. That would be the Leo, because that's where the North Node is. That's the North, so we're being called to move into that direction. And then the South Node is where we're being called to let things go. So if, for the South Node, it's like if you're kind of falling in step with a certain belief system or something, and you're not, I don't know, either, you know what I mean? Either you're rebelling without a cause on that end, or you're not really, you're idealizing the ideal kind of a thing, where it's like, well, ideally it should be this way, but in reality it's not. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to make a little bit more one-on-one contact with people, and you need to just sing your own song. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, one thing I've noticed here in the United States is, there's a lot of polarization politically, to be sure. But I have seen some articles come out, like I saw one about the Affordable Health Care Act, which I didn't see anything that's the whole time since it's been enacted that looked at both sides of it, where it had people talk about how it was a good thing and how it helps them, and have people talk about how it's a bad thing and it doesn't help them. Because all this whole time it's all been, oh, it's good, no, it's good, believe it's good, or it's bad, bad, believe it's bad, and obviously, as we know, nothing is black and white like that. Nothing is. So it's kind of like that idea, like, if you find yourself like stuck in a particular camp or viewpoint, you know what I mean, you might want to check it out a little bit and see if you're not idealizing something, or if you're not really, like, if you're going off the rails, like if there's not even really, if you can't even explain it, you can't even back it up, then that there could be an issue there. What else do I want to say? Leo Aquarius. With the North Node in Leo, wherever the North Node is, it might be a little too much. It might be a little too much Leo happening. A little too much me first. You might get more than you bargained for, but you could get something that you didn't expect that actually turns out really well for you on that Leo end. So it's kind of like, err in the creative expression, self-expression, having fun, you know what I mean, and kind of just feeding other people with your fire. Like, that's the side to move toward, rather than this, like I said, this Aquarian, where, like, and I'm not trying to bash Aquarius at all, because we live in an Aquarian nation here in the United States. It is founded on a lot of ideals of like equality and having people treated a certain way within a group, and you know what I mean, and all that. But it's kind of like, since the South Node is there, it's time to release some things associated with that. So now is, you know what I mean? So now is the time, is just kind of sing your own song and see who starts singing along with you, or who stops and throws some coins in your cup, or who applauds for you, or or whatever that might be. So finally, I would like to draw a card for this eclipse. All right, let's see. I've got the new Palladini tarot. Kind of oldie but a goodie. I have kind of put it away for a while, so now I'm taking it out. Let's see what comes up. All right. Oh, I got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so round and round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. So I would say with this is like I was saying, in this time where everything's just kind of spinning a little bit wild and a little bit crazy, and we really don't know where everything's going to fall out and end up, keep to your center. It's like, keep to your center, and it's like, yeah, you don't even know if you're going up or you're going down. You're just dizzy. You're just dizzy. So like I said, the best thing you can do at this point is sing your own song, write your own story, pick your own ending, be who you are, be strong, be loud, be proud, live big, live bold. All, you know what I mean? That we know these. Like I said, our cultures know. We're familiar with Leo. It's not like we don't know what Leo is. So, yeah. So be a Leo, express yourself, get out there, live big, live strong, and I'll see you next week.